X-Pac, 1, 2, 3, 60.
I mean, both of us think it's too soon. Both of us really had it in our minds that we don't want to revisit it unless it's the Tokyo Dome, because we get sort of too crazy with one another.
Yeah.
And we push each other's limits too far, and it's scary, especially Ibushi. And then I always feel sort of like I can't be in this guy's shadow, so I have to kind of meet his craziness, and that just kind of creates this endless circle of one-upsmanship. But that was back in the day. I mean, the first time we did a crazy match together was 2008, and then the next time we did in 2012. And I remember that after that 2012 match, we'd sort of made a vow to each other, like, hey, we went too far. We did too much stupid stuff. Like, if we ever do this again, we have to calm down, and we have to come up with a way so we can survive this thing.
So have you made it known to the powers that be that you guys think it's too soon?
Yes, I have. And, there are a lot of times when I can sort of veto situations like that. But this is a chance where this is a moment where they're both kind of like, the two bookers are like, oh, please, please, please. And they're bowing and begging for you to let it happen.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, man. At the very least, there's kind of the history where the first time we head back to Budokan and the first time that there's been wrestling in Budokan was since the 2012 days. So it's kind of, I don't know, there's sort of that inner hidden meaning behind it where, wow, the last time there was a main event here at Budokan, it was Ibushi and Kenny. So there's that cool little layer to it.
Yeah. Hey, Kenny, do you have a list of opponents you'd like to see challenge for the IWGP title?
That's a good question. I mean, I'd love to. It's going to sound so boring, probably, but like, I would love to wrestle Naito in an actual, championship capacity rather than just G1.
Right.
I'd love to wrestle Tanahashi because I feel that he was sort of always sort of the protected ace of the company, and he's getting run down and beaten down, and he knows that he's sort of on his way out of being the top 4 guy.
Right.
And I really want to have sort of a special moment with him, if it's possible. And I know he kind of hates me in real life, so
wow, really?
There's going to be that. There's going to be that, like, no, it's just like a professional jealousy thing. That's all it is.
Sure.
Not actually hates me. I love him, but we love to hate each other as well because they have very different views on wrestling.
Gotcha.
Well, wow. Kenny, I watched an old interview you did in 2014 on High Spots, and you talk about your goals in professional wrestling, and your goal back then was to be an established Japanese wrestler, not just a foreigner wrestling in Japan. When do you think you met that goal?
Sorry, what was that?
So you talk about how your goal back in 2014 was to be an established Japanese wrestler in Japan, not just a foreigner wrestling in Japan.
Right. Yep.
How do you feel you met that goal?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's hard to say that I haven't. I've made not only Japan a place that I wrestle full time, but it's also kind of my home. I actually have to say I'm a resident of Japan. I pay all my taxes in Japan now. It's really become sort of my home for everything, not just my wrestling. So it's cool to sort of feel like, I am a full timer there, and the company kind of counts on me for this worldwide expansion as well. So to shoulder that responsibility also makes me really feel like I'm part of the team. So.
Hey, so Kenny, when you say you're a resident of Japan, is your address the Keio Plaza, or do you have your own? Like, do you have like your own flat there now?